Hello geometry students. Yesterday we learned about two special kind of triangles. These were 45, 45, 90 and another was 30, 60, 90, and that was something like this. If your triangle is given like this, and if this is 60 degree and this is 30 degree and this is 90, and if my shorter leg, the leg opposite to 30 degree, if that is x, then the longer leg, the leg opposite to 60 degree, that's going to be x root 3, and the hypotenuse is going to be 2x. We're supposed to use that in order to solve next three problems. So because all next three are going to a special kind of triangle, and we're going to first explore which kind of triangle are those. So we look at it and we know one thing, that the acute angles of a right triangle, they're complementary, they add up to 90. So all three are right angles, and when I look at this acute angle, that's 60, so this angle and this angle, they're complementary, so this is supposed to be 60. This is 30, so this is supposed to be 60. And same here, this is 60, so this is going to be 30, because 60 plus 30 is 90. And this is 30, this is going to be 60 degrees. So it means all three belongs to this case. My shorter leg is going to be x, longer leg is going to be x root 3, and my hypotenuse is going to be 2x. So let's start doing it. I'll focus on the question number 5 first, and these questions are on page number 250 from Big Idea Journal, Student Journal, 250. So let's start from the question 5. We have been given a figure, and we have to first identify our shorter leg, longer leg, and how can we solve it. So we already identified the triangle is 30, 60, 90, and I have to figure out the side which is opposite to the 30 degree, the leg, that's our shorter leg, and we can actually just by eyeballing we can figure out that's a shorter leg, and the one which is the longer one should be opposite to 60, this is the longer leg. So this is our shorter leg and this is longer, and the other one, that's hypotenuse, we know that. So we're going to now apply the theorem here. How to do it? We need to first know that if we are going to find our longer leg is what? Is shorter leg times root 3. That we know. So in that case, shorter leg, we know it's given, that is 15 root 3. That's a longer leg. And actually they want us to find how much is x, and that's x is longer leg. So our problem is solved. Then the next thing is they want us to find the hypotenuse. So right now, just don't get confused or don't get scared by looking at x and y. Just look at what they want from you. They want you to find the hypotenuse, no matter what variable they assign. So that's a hypotenuse. And what it is going to be, we know that it's shorter leg times 2. So 2 times shorter leg, and that is what this is going to be, 2 times 15, and that is 30. But now come back to the question. They actually, instead of saying find the hypotenuse, they're saying can you get me by? So I would, instead of hypotenuse, I'll put y, and that's my answer. So in order to expedite the process, I'm not going to write down longer leg and shorter leg all the time, the whole word. I'm just going to use for longer leg, I'll be using acronym LL. Shorter leg, I'll be using SL. And for hypotenuse, so that we can save some space also, hypotenuse we're going to use H. All right, so this is the way how we solve the problem. I hope you get that. So let's move to the next problem. Our next problem is question number 6. Again in question number 6, we're supposed to find x and y. I told you we already identified which kind of triangle is that, and we are going to just figure out our legs and hypotenuse or any kind of leg. So we are not going to pay attention to x and y so that it will reduce some confusion. So just look for what they are asking for. They have given the hypotenuse. They have two legs here. They have a shorter leg, that is this one, and they have a longer leg, and that is this one. Just think about the formula that we know, that this is our hypotenuse is given. Just one thing is given, and I know hypotenuse is what? 2 times shorter leg. Alright, so we just plug it in. 22 is what? 2 times shorter leg. And if I need to find what's my shorter leg, I just divide both sides by 2, and shorter leg is 11. So shorter leg is 11. But when I look back to my problem, I see the shorter leg is being represented by lowercase y. So y is 11. That's my answer. Now again, if I look back, because I have to solve it for x, I got my y, means the shorter leg I do have, and I know my longer leg is what? Longer leg is root 3 times shorter leg, and I just plug it in. So root 3 times shorter leg is what? 11. 11 root 3. And longer leg, they are represented by x. So that's going to be x is 11 root 3. So that's our answer. So we got y, we got x, and we are done with this problem. Let's move to the next question. We have to find, in next problem, again, as I told you, all three are 30, 60, 90. And we don't have to worry about looking at x and y. Just think about what you're supposed to find. Here I am supposed to find my shorter leg and my hypotenuse. This is your shorter leg and that's hypotenuse that we need to find. How much is that? How to find it? Whatever is given, we start our theory based on that. They have given our longer leg, and longer leg is what? We can say it's going to be shorter leg times root 3. And longer leg is given what? 9. This is our longer leg. 9 is, shorter leg is x root 3. And if I need to isolate my x, what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide both sides by root 3, and I get 9 over root 3 is x. But we always rationalize it, so x is 9 over root 3. We're going to multiply top and bottom by root 3. And what we're going to get? We get 9 root 3 over 3. And finally, this is 3 root 3. That's our longer leg. Now what we have to do? We need to find this hypotenuse. And we know what's the formula for hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is shorter leg times 2 times shorter leg. And our shorter leg we already figured out, that was this one, that was x 9 root 3. So that is going to be 2 times, and x was what? Or we can say 3 root 3, and that is 3 root 3. And when we simplify it, 6 root 3. And hypotenuse is just a notation, they represent it by y. So your y is 6 root 3. So you don't have to worry when you look at x, y, and z. It's basically a representation of different parts of right triangle, the legs and the hypotenuse. So it is fine if you start with the right, or if you start with any of the leg or hypotenuse. I hope you get the answer. And let me move to question number 8. I'm moving to question number 8. Question number 8, that says what we have to do. 8 and 9, sketch the figure that is described and find the indicated length, and then we have to find the answer to the nearest tenth. So sketching, finding and rounding, 3 things we have. Nearest tenth, keep in mind. So very first thing they say, length of the diagonal in a square. So let's draw a square. Square, all the 4 sides congruent and all 4 angles 90. That's my square, and they are talking about diagonals, so I'll just draw the diagonal. So in this case, what it is, it's actually forming a kind of triangle, that is, this is 45 and 45, 90. And they say this diagonal is how long? That's 32-inch long. And we need to find out the perimeter. Perimeter is the sum of all sides. It means I have to find one of its leg. So because this is a square, all sides are congruent. So this is x, this is x. These are the legs, and I know, and you also know, that in 45, 45, 90, if this is 45 and this is 45 and this is 90, this is x, this is x, this is x root 2. Means instead of legs we have been given the diagonal. So let's substitute with that. X root 2 means I have been given this part. I just equated. X root 2 is what? 32. And I just need x, so I divide both sides by root 2. I get 32 over root 2. And as I say, we always rationalize it. So we're going to rationalize 32 over root 2 times root 2 over root 2. And that's what? 32 root 2 over 2. And what do we get? We get 16 root 2. That's our answer for our one of the sides, or we can say the leg of the right triangle. That's x. But is that a final solution? No, we need to find perimeter. So perimeter is sum of all the sides, or you can multiply by 4 times x, and that is 4 times x, that is 4 times sides, so 4 times 16 times root 2, and that's going to be 64 root 2. But we got the answer. They have given next instruction that we need to find to the nearest tenth. So when I just plug it in my calculator, when I round it off, that's going to be 90.5. Is my answer complete? No, because they talk is not complete without unit. They're talking about some units, so it should be 90.5 inches. That's my answer. I hope you get it. I'm moving to the next problem. That is question number 9. Question number 9, they talk about some kind of triangle over there. They say it's an isosceles triangle. Iso means 2 sides are going to be congruent. So I'm just going to draw my isosceles triangle here. So this congruent to this, that I know. And it has a base angle given. So this is the base angle 30. This is the base angle 30 degrees. All right. And it has an altitude. Altitude is always this one. When we talk about the altitude for this kind of triangle is this one. They have given its root 3 meter. And what we have to do, we have to figure out, find the length of the base. We have to find this whole thing. How much is this? In order to find it, what we can do, let's make it easier. Just name it A, B, C, D. If I just pay attention to my half of the triangle here, and also, by the way, this is an altitude, this is going to be 90 degrees, and I just pay attention to this triangle here, what do I see? Actually, it looks like some kind of special triangle. So this is 90, so this is supposed to be how much? This is 30, so this is going to be 60. They're complementary. Same thing when I look at this side. This is 90, so this is also 90. This is 60, so this is going to be This is 30 degree, this is going to be 60. So we see two special triangles here, the same 30, 60, 90. If I somehow get this thing, it will be the same. And I know this is 60, and in that case 30. So if I just remember in 30, 60, 90, if this is 30 and this is 60 and this is 90, if this is x, this is x root 3 and this is 2x. So just compare it. So actually we have been given this thing. All right, we have been given x. I need to find BC. So BC is what? X root 3. And x is actually given root 3. Root 3 times root 3, that's root 9, and that is 3. So BC is 3. Same way, if I try to find CD, CD is again x root 3, because this is the one of the shorter leg and this is the longer leg. That's going to be x root 3, and that's again because this is something given, so root 3 times root 3, that's 3. So CD is root 3. So we got BC, that is 3. We got CD, that is 3. We need to find BD. That's the base for this isosceles triangle. So BD is BC plus CD. We plug it in, 3 plus 3, that is 6. Is the answer complete? No, it's not complete yet, because we need to plug in, we need to put the unit, 6 meters. Now this is complete. That's the base for the isosceles triangle. I hope you get this one. Now I'm moving to the very last problem of this section. That's question number 10. Question number 10 is here. That is what? Find the area. Now it's a different thing. We have to find the area of some specific triangle. They say DEF, the bigger one. Round decimal answer to the nearest 10th. All right. So if I talk about area in general, what is the area of a triangle? Right triangle. Half base times height. I need two things. I need base, I need height. When I look at this triangle, my base is, this is my base and this is my height. So base means I need to work on what? Base means I need to work on DE and I need to work on EF. I wish I can get these two things. I have none of the thing given here right now. What we are going to do, we are going to use the special triangle here. So in order to get D, first I would look that I have been given this distance, I have been given this thing. And when I just look at this portion, that this is my 30, this is 90, so this is supposed to be how much? 60 degrees, 30, 60, 90. So yes, if I just work on this smaller triangle right now, this is just like a shorter leg, this is a longer leg. So if this is x, then this is going to be x root 3 and this is 2x. So when I compare, I see this part is given. Why not to use it to create an equation, find my x? So I would use that. So I would be getting x root 3 is equal to 7 root 3. And x is what? We divide both sides by root 3 is 7. We got x is 7. Now this problem is solved. That is 7. And let's name it more. So DEF, let's name it GH. If I am interested in getting DG, that's a longer leg actually. That is 2x. 2x is, I'm getting 2 times 7. That is 14. I got my whole longer leg for this because this is 60. When I look at this whole triangle as a whole, 30, 90, and this is also 60. So now I have what? I have, if I just ignore this midline, I see this bigger triangle. This is the hypotenuse, this is the shorter leg, and this is the longer leg. So I have my hypotenuse here. So that's 2x, but do I need that? No, I don't need it. but that is going to help me here. If I get 2x, I know this FE, this hypotenuse is twice of this. So I can write down my next equation that DF is twice of EF. And DF is what? DF, I have to find out DF. So this is 14 and this is 14. So DF is actually, so I should have added one more step. DF is 14 plus 14, that is 28. So means DF is 28. 28 is 2 times EF. And EF is what? I just divide both sides by 2, I get 14. EF is 14, my shorter leg of bigger triangle. Shorter leg of bigger triangle. And actually that we needed. We needed EF and we need DE. How can I find DE? Again, if I just assume this bigger triangle, DE is actually what? Longer leg. And longer leg is root 3 times shorter leg. And shorter leg is what? 14. So root 3 times 14. 14 root 3. And I can easily now, I got everything what I'm supposed to find. I needed to find DE here. And I needed to find EF, that's here. I have both values. It's just a matter of plugging in the values. So area is half DE times EF, and half DE is given 14 root 3 and times 14. And I know square of 14 is 196 over 2 root 3. And when I'm going to solve it, 98 root 3. But I have to give the answer in the nearest tenth. So what you have to do, you have to plug in the value, and then when you just plug it in to the round it to the nearest tenth, you get 169.7. Is my answer complete? No, because we're talking about area and the unit is in meter, so it's supposed to be 169.7 meter square. That's my final answer. So I hope you get the solution for all the last 5 problems from section 9.2. If you don't get it, please comment it or loop mail me. I'll try my best to explain you the further steps. So we are done with 9.2 and you can finish your homework. I have given a lot of days and we will be starting tomorrow our section 9.3. Please let me know if you have any questions. Stay safe. Thank you. Bye.